Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing off my entire South Park collection, and just a note, this video is going to be unedited because I find that when I try and edit my second channel videos, they just never come out because I'm always working on first channel videos, so whatever, this is going to be unedited. You're just going to have to deal with that, and you're just going to have to deal with the fact that the air conditioning's on because it's really hot, so yeah, let's just get into the video, okay? But let's just start off with, come here, we're going to start off with some of these little figures. They're right here. So, first we've got Damien. Now, Damien, this is total, like, season 1, classic. You know what I find really interesting is that Damien was featured in a lot of the early merchandise, and he never, ever appeared. And I guess it's probably just because there was, like, so few episodes out, and he was from a very particularly memorable episode. And I liked Damien. I thought it would be really cool if they could figure out a way to bring him back. But he's got his little flame there. And his eyebrows, they are adjustable, which is really cool. A lot of the South Park figures do have that with the adjustable eyebrows, which I think is a really cool feature. So maybe. I wonder if I could get a better angle on this. Is that any better? I don't know. So yeah, there is little Damien. He's pretty cute, not gonna lie. And he came with some accessories. So we have this, which is like his little demon guy, which if you remember the episode, like, he 60s on Pip. So that just goes behind him on my shelf. And he's in pretty good condition. Some of these are not in good condition because simply the fact that I got them when I was a kid. And when I say a kid, in these videos, like, I mean like 13, 14. And I used to just buy stuff like this whenever I had money from like birthdays or Christmas. And so here's Cartman. He's one of the first ones I got. And I don't know if you can see that, but he's pretty scratched up. He's especially scratched up because he's very heavy, and so when he would sit on my shelf when I was a kid, he would like get knocked over by the cats and everything. And he also has adjustable eyebrows, which you can see there, which is pretty cool. You can change his expression if you wanted to. But yeah, his face is really scratched up. He's got the anal probe, which is cool, although the antennas broke off. I think that happened when I moved, like the first time I moved. So that's kind of sad, but you know, he still looks good on my shelf, and just the fact that I got him when I was little, like, whatever, I still like him, even though he's pretty wrecked. This one's in decent condition, though. Actually, this one's weird. We're going to talk about, so this is Jimmy. There's Jimmy. And the weird thing about him, I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but he's got, like, these spots all over him. And I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be. Like, if that's supposed to be there, if that's some sort of flaw in the plastic, because you can see the spots are really prominent. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, these weird spots, and I'm sure they're not supposed to be there, but they've always been there. Super weird. But anyway, he looks pretty good. Jimmy looks pretty good. He's got his little crutches, as you can see. You kind of have to put them back to sit him up. He won't stand unless they're pretty far back. And he also, a lot of them came with these. I don't have all of them anymore, but they have these little extra arms that you can swap out. So as you can see, Jimmy has like the muscular arms that you could swap out if you wanted. And I believe Damien originally came with extra arms. I don't know what would have happened to those. I mean, just over the years, things just get lost. Like, I've had these for so long. So here's Stan. Oh yeah, and this came with Cartman. Little Mr. Kitty that goes with him. And here's Stan, and he's in pretty good condition. He's a little bashed up. He's got a little bit of a mark there, but he's pretty good. The other thing about these is that they came in a lot of different variant expressions, so you could get a lot of different versions of these with different expressions, and this Stan one in particular is not a great expression. I wouldn't have chosen this, but like, I would buy these from my local comic book shop, right? And they'd have very limited supplies. They'd usually have about one of each character, so. And I think when I was buying these, they were already pretty old, and they were just old stock. And here's Sparky he comes with, And he looks really good as a figure. Like, he's super cute. Little pink ribbon. It's supposed to be a bandana, but whatever. It's a little ribbon. Really cute. And Stan also came with Spooky Fish. There's Spooky Fish in his little bowl. And the thing that's sad about this is another thing that broke when I moved is it came apart and I have no idea where the other half of it is. Which I had it was perfect for so long. And then when I moved, it just got destroyed, which is like so sad. And then we've got the Fingerbang set. So we have them as their little boy band. If I could put these where you can see them. They're their little boy band, and these are really cute. It's the only Kyle and the only Kenny I have. And I just love them in these outfits. They're adorable. Here's Stan. Now Stan is really bashed up. He would fall a lot. You can see he's got a lot of marks on him, but he's so cute. And Cartman, again, just because I think the Cartman ones were so heavy, they'd fall so much, and he got really bashed up. Now apparently, which I learned a long time later, is that there were like different versions of this Fingerbang set, and you could get a Cartman that wasn't lifting his shirt, which I definitely would have chose, honestly. I'm not a huge fan of this when he's lifting his shirt. I mean, whatever, I know that's like the funny part, but I would rather not have it, but it's fine. The other thing though is that his body's like these separate pieces, so it's really loose. Like his torso here is really loose. And yeah, he's got like marks on his face. But whatever, they look cute. Let's stand these little guys up. There you go. And okay, these are weird. I remember these. So these were from vending machines, and they had these when I was a teenager in malls and stuff. It's the only one I ever got. I think they were like $1, and they were like these little figures that you build. And here's Wendy, and she looks freaking terrible. You can see she's all bashed up as well. They're like these little pieces you put together, and of course she's supposed to have long hair, which she doesn't. And she looks bad. Look at the underneath there. I mean, they look silly, but they're kind of cool, like for a vending machine thing. And plus, I do like collecting vending machine stuff. You'll see in future videos, I love like vending machine stickers and stuff. Oh yeah, almost forgot about this guy. So this one's actually in pretty good shape. So this is a Timmy bobblehead, wacky wobbler. He's supposed to talk when his head shakes. I have never put batteries in him. I actually got him at a thrift store. He was like 75 cents, or it might have even been like 30 cents. He was just in one of those, you know, like they wrap up the toys in like plastic bags. He was just in with a bunch of like toy trucks. And I was like, oh my god, it's Timmy. I gotta get that. So that was pretty cool. And he's in actually better condition than a lot of mine. So it's pretty cool. And he looks great on a shelf, even if he doesn't talk anymore. Like, he looks really good on a shelf. So we have Timmy there. Okay, these are going to be a little hard to show because these are very small. These are the South Park guitar picks. So they had these out when I was a kid in the late 2000s, early 2010s. Sorry, trying to focus that. And they were these little guitar picks with South Park on them. There was the Kenny one. And I would always get them. My dad would go to the music store, like to get like strings or whatever. And they would always have these. I would always buy one. And my dad was always like, $1 for a guitar pick? Like, that's kind of unreasonable. But I was like, whatever, I think they're cool. There's Stan. And he is supposed to be like scratched up like that because it's like a vintage look. Here's Timmy. Of course, Timmy was so popular for so long. Like, people just absolutely went crazy for Timmy. It's gonna focus. Hang on. Yeah, there he is. Very cute. And then I've got Kyle. And I believe they had, oops, I'm sure they had Cartman ones. They probably had Randy ones. These are the only ones I have. But I like them. And you know, I used to have so much stuff. Like when I was a kid, I bought so much South Park stuff. The very first thing I ever bought was like this collection of postcards, and they were so cool. I wish I still had them. They were so cool. They were like 50 postcards, and they had these great artwork, and I had them up in my locker for a long time, and then I had them at home in a photo album with a bunch of vending machine stickers and like Yogi Bear like Valentines from the 70s that I got at Comic-Con, and I have no idea whatever happened to that. It was like so long ago, you know, stuff just gets lost. Okay, this I also got at a thrift store. Oh, I don't know if you can really see the full thing. It's South Park trivia game. It's like a DVD trivia game. I've never played it. It would probably be fun to play with friends. But I don't know. I just like the box. Like, it looks cool in my room. And it was like really cheap. And that's the thing, is you can decorate your room with stuff that just looks cool, and you can get it for really cheap if you go thrifting, which I do. And like, straight 90% of the time you're not going to find anything, but when you do, it's cool. Okay, now we're going to get into some of the plushes. So I have some of the plushes, and the very first one I ever got, I got this, I believe it was my 13th birthday. Oh my god, this is going to be hard to show because his head velcros off. He's got a removable head. Oh, I'm going to have to back this up. Hang on. Hang on. Okay, so this is Kenny, dead Kenny. He's got a velcro head. Comes off. Really cool. This is hard to show from this angle, but basically, yeah, I mean, it's dead Kenny. There he is in there. And that's the thing with these Kenny plushes, the hood would always, like, cover the face. Yeah, I got this for my 13th birthday. My uncle used to own, well, he still did at the time, he owned a shop, like a little novelty shop, local shop, and they carried these plushes when they first came out. So he just had like leftover stock, and that's where he gave this to me when I was 13, and these are worth so much money now. Like, it's ridiculous. I think this guy, I saw him going for like $90, which, and in just as bad a condition, all pilled like this. It's crazy. And you know what really sucks is that he had the original tag and everything, and I took it off because I was a kid and I was stupid, and I took off the tag. But one thing you'll notice is that he's got a little hospital bracelet, and that's because when I was 13, I had back surgery because I had scoliosis, and when you had the surgery, when you went in to the operating room, you were allowed to bring a stuffed animal, like for comfort. And this is what I brought. I brought dead Kenny for comfort, and I did love him. He was my favorite at the time. I absolutely loved him. And I remember when I was walking there was like a male nurse, like an older male nurse, and he was like, "Oh, is that a Pokemon?" And I was just like, "Yeah, sure, he's a Pokemon." And yeah, so he still has his little hospital bracelet, because they give your stuffy a hospital bracelet to match yours at the children's hospital. And he would be in my bed. I had to recover there for, I think, a week or 2 weeks, or it was really crazy, right, because it was back surgery. And the nurses would come in, and his head would come off, and they'd be like, "Oh." And I think, if I remember correctly, they actually wrote on my chart, or maybe not like my actual medical chart, but they did make a note on my bed on the clipboard that said, "Kenny's head comes off," because nurses would like come and change my bedding, and they'd like freak out that they broke him. So that's funny. So I definitely love him. I would never get rid of him, just because so many memories attached with him. And then this one I got also from my uncle, same thing. This was Christmas, I think that same year. Oh, can't really see him, but that's Kyle. He looks really, can I back this up maybe? There we go. So that's Kyle. He looks really cute. I've always loved Kyle. He's always been one of my favorite characters. Can this zoom out? I think I'm zoomed out all the way, but just gonna, yeah, I'm zoomed out all the way. But he's pretty cute. He's got his little jacket. Again, you can see here he did have the original tag, which I tore off. His hat is coming off now after many, many years, but he was perfect when I got him. And this always happens with these whatever this sort of leather-like material that they made these feet out of, it peels really easily, especially over time as these age. And this material that they made these plushes out of always pills. Now, one thing I will say, I've seen a lot of the ones on eBay, the eyes get really brown, and I don't know why that is. It's never happened to mine, Mine don't have brown eyes like that. Actually, the Cartman one is kind of starting to get a little brown. I'll have to clean them up. But, I mean, they get, I've seen them crazy brown, like dark, dark, dark brown. Like, it legit looks like someone, like, diarrheaed on the doll. Like, it's, I don't know why they get like that. If maybe they just collect dust, because they kind of are this material that maybe could collect dust. But I don't know why they stain. But anyways, that's Kyle. He's very cute. And the thing about these is they've got their little jacket here, and then when you flip them up, it's just like this. So yeah, kind of weird. But he's cute, and I like his little open mouth. But yeah, like I said, these are so expensive. Like, I was thinking of getting more before, when I got paid from one of the movies I worked on. And I wanted to get the vampire Kyle, because I thought it was so cool. Like, from the Halloween episode, like the first one, pink eye, and he's dressed little vampire, and he has a little trick-or-treat pail. But, like, oh my god, they just go for like hundreds and hundreds of dollars now. It's crazy. I saw a puking stand listed on eBay for $2,000, and I really hope no one bought that, because that is just stupid to pay that. Like, don't allow the prices to get like that. That's freaking stupid. Okay, this one was never mine. This one was my brother's, and he got this for Christmas. Oh my god, he's not gonna fit in frame. Sorry, Cartman, but you're not fitting in frame. Here he is. He's a big boy. He's got his angry eyebrows, which are kind of coming off now. A little bit. The thread is coming off. See, his eyes are browning a little, but really not that bad. Like, I could probably take a cloth to that, I hope. I gotta think of something. But, yeah, he's, I gotta say, these plushes that they did it in the 90s look so good. They just look so good. Like, this Cartman is so on model. He's so perfect. And they made Cartman plushies recently, which just look terrible. Like, just whatever they did, he's too thin and he looks really off model. Like, this looks so perfect. Like, look at the stitching on the chins. Like, this looks so good. And here's his hat. Like, they did such a good job when they did these. Like, here's the back of them. This one's in a little bit worse condition than the other ones, because he was my brother's, and my brother was younger than me, and he kept it, like, on his bed. So, you know, it's not as in quite good condition, but, you know, I eventually ended up with it, and he's pretty decent, all things considered, and the ones I've seen online for sale, like, I think mine are in pretty decent shape. You know, again, all things considered, that we got them when we were kids, and we had them in hospital beds and on our beds. And this one I did get on eBay, but I actually got him for a really good deal. And, it's Timmy. It's kind of hard to see once again, but here he is in his wheelchair. He looks amazing. And so many people sell these without the wheelchair, and they try and sell them for like $60. Like, girl, you get that damn wheelchair, or you sell it for $10 and shut up. This one still talks, which is cool. Check it out. So that's really cool. He's got his tag. It's a little worn out, but he does have it. His shoes have these little, I don't even know what they're supposed to be. These little rivets on his shoes, and they're all stitched. They're so beautiful. His mouth is hand stitched. Well, probably not hand stitched, probably machine, but still, it's beautiful. The stitching is so beautiful. He's super cute. It's one of the best ones. I love Timmy. Super cute. This one and the Shelly one are like, they were like my most coveted ones. I would love to get the Shelly one day, but he's super cute. And yeah, I love him. I think he looks really good. Oh, and by the way, you guys can check out my main channel if you want to see a full video on the history of Timmy that I did, because I did do that. Let's put you over here, maybe? When do you put you there? Okay. Okay. Now, let's get into, so this, I've only just started on this. I would love to get more. So these are the South Park tapes. And I just think, I really want to get these because I just think they're such a cool part of history, is these tapes that they would release. In the 90s, they did this a lot with TV shows, where they would release like 2 episodes on tape. I know they did this with The Simpsons, I believe. I know for sure they did it with Beavis and Butthead, and Beavis and Butthead were much shorter, and they would cut out the music videos, so they were like 5-minute segments, so they would have a bunch on there. And in the South Park ones, they did them in order. So this is like Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Pooh, and Tom's Rhinoplasty, which are in order. Like with Beavis and Butthead, they would group them by category, and they also did like different sets. Like I know there was like a Halloween one of Halloween South Park episodes, and they did that with The Simpsons too. I think there was Christmas and Halloween tapes, and there was definitely Christmas and Halloween tapes of Beavis and Butthead, and there were other shows too that had tapes like this, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I think? It's really hard for me to think of which ones actually had tapes like this, but I just think it's such a cool thing, because this is how you would, oh, Sailor Moon had it. Sailor Moon, the Deke dub, they had tapes with 1 or 2 episodes. Usually 2 episodes, because they were usually 22 minutes. And, I just think it's such a cool thing, because, like, that's how you used to have your home media, is on these tapes, the 2 episodes. And, I also love the artwork on the boxes of these South Park ones. I think they're really cute. You have the boys all up, standing on each other's heads, and they always usually are wearing outfits related to the episode. You see Angel Kenny there. And here's on the back. Just very cute. So I'd love to get more of these. I got this at a thrift store for 50 cents. If I ever find more, I will get them. Now this one is the same thing, but it's a DVD. So this is like an early DVD. And I used to have the Halloween one, which was the same thing. It had this same, like, thing that opens like this. But I don't have it anymore. When I moved, I got rid of a bunch of DVDs. That was one of them. Because I was like, well, I have these episodes on the season, so whatever. But it was a cool thing. I should have kept it. But as you can see, they could fit a lot more on here. So there's 4 episodes on here. And I believe... Now, correct me if I'm wrong. People who were around at the time can correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe these tapes are originally where the fireside chats and stuff like that came from, I think. I could be wrong, but I think that's where those originally came from. So yeah. Very cool. So now, let's get into, well, no. Let's get into some CDs, because South Park had CDs. Everyone in the 90s had CDs. In fact, I think it would be a cool video, like for my main channel, to talk about these CDs, because so many cartoons at the time were releasing these same type of CDs, these weird, like King of the Hill had one, Beavis and Butthead had one, Tiny Toons had one, like a bunch of cartoons had them. And they're very strange. So this is South Park Chef Aid. And it's a CD, and it's not music from the show. Some of it is. There's some full versions of Chef songs, which are cool. But basically what it is it's a compilation. And it's a bunch of different artists who contributed songs on here. And, like, big artists. Like Ozzy Osbourne is on here. You got, Master P was big at the time. Devo's on here. Elton John is on here. Meatloaf's on here. Like, just... And so some of the songs, like this one, Wake Up Wendy, they were written for this. And that's about the show. And other ones, Kenny's Dead, that's written for this. It's about South Park. And this one, Mephisto and Kevin, really cool track. You guys should check that one out for sure. That's written for the CD. It's about South Park. Then other ones are just weird, like this one, The Rainbow by Ween, and then like Bubble Goose by Wyclef. By the way, I've heard people say that the instrumentation on this version of Bubble Goose by Wyclef Jean is like way better than the one he released. So yeah, some of these, I don't know, like, why they chose certain songs to be on here. It's very weird. So it's like you get these songs, and then in the between you kind of get a little bit, you don't get a ton of talking in between. It's mostly just Chef like introducing people, but you do have some like some songs like Bubble Goose and stuff, they have the boys singing on them, which is pretty cute. And, yeah, it's just a very strange specimen. Like, this whole thing of a cartoon is going to release, like, a little compilation album. It was a thing in the 90s. It was a thing. Tons of cartoons did it. Those are the ones I know off the top of my head, but I know a lot of them did it, and I don't really know why. I think it's just because you could sell CDs in the 90s, and if you had a big property like South Park, you could do it. Now, with Beavis and Butthead, that actually made sense, because that was, like, they were on MTV, and they talked about music. That was, like, the premise of the show. Whatever. So then, of course, we have the movie soundtrack, which is just so good. And both of these, by the way, I got at used CD stores when I was a kid. I love this soundtrack. All the songs on here are so great. And also, this one also has, like, some original songs on here that, like, artists wrote, like, inspired by the movie, I guess. Yeah, it's just, really great. It's got the Kid Rock, Kyle's Mom's a Bitch, which was, like, supposed to be the single that promoted the movie, and Matt and Trey were, like, dead set against it, absolutely against it. So they recorded this song on here called Eyes of a Child, which they wanted to be the single, which if you haven't heard it, you should listen to that song. Well, it's on the end credits of the movie. But anyway, Paramount was like, no freaking way, we're not doing that, it's stupid. And then they had compromised with What Would Brian Boitano Do Part 2, so, which is also on here. And then these two CDs, they're not really South Park, but whatever, throw them in here. Team America soundtrack, great soundtrack. Same used CD store. This one I got at a thrift store recently, I didn't even know it existed. Basketball soundtrack, weird. I guess every movie released a soundtrack in the 90s, again, just because, like, in the 80s and 90s, you could really sell movie soundtracks. For some reason, people really bought them. I mean, I guess always people really bought movie soundtracks. But there's, like, this is stupid. And if you're wondering, Warts on My Dick is not on this, so it's pretty pointless. It's just a bunch of, like you can see what's on there. It's a pretty pointless album, but just cool because who knew it even existed, and it was like $1 or less than that, so whatever. Okay. The game. There's two games, of course, but I am not rich enough to own a PS4, and now the PS5 is already out, so maybe the PS4s will get cheaper, but I was just able to buy a PS3. So I played this game very recently. I played it through twice. I'm not like a huge gamer, but I gotta say, this is like one of the funnest games I've ever played in my life. It's so fun. And not just because it's South Park. Like, obviously, that's great. There's so many Easter eggs in here. The character interactions and the dialogue and the story's so fun. But, like, the gameplay, like the combat style, it's super fun. Like, it's really satisfying to do those combo moves and stuff. Like, it's really, really a fun game. And collecting the little accessories and dressing up your little guy, obviously I love that. That's my favorite aspect of the game, is dressing up my little guy and collecting accessories. So much fun. The alien spaceship part, by far my favorite level. I will say one thing though, the fart magic is, within the gameplay, it's not hard to do, but the tutorials, especially that Randy in the bathroom thing, so hard. Like, I couldn't do it at all. Like, I looked up so many walkthroughs trying to do that, and I just like fiddle around until it eventually works. And that stupid fart he's trying to teach you, I can do it within the game, but the tutorial, I cannot do it. I don't know why. Anyway, that's the game. South Park movie. Oh yeah, you know what's cool is that, so obviously this was 99, so they obviously released this on VHS as well. But what I didn't know, that I just found out recently, is that they had different covers. Like, if you guys grew up in the 90s, or like late 90s, early 2000s, you might remember that Bug's Life. When that movie came out, they had like the different covers you can get with different characters, like I had Dot. But they did that with this. They had like a Kyle cover, a Cartman cover, Kenny, and Stan. Different covers, and it was just them on the cover. That would be so cool, right? To have all of those. I think that'd be so cool. Okay. The Cult of Cartman DVD. Yeah, let's talk about the DVDs. I wasn't going to talk about the DVDs, but it's like, you know what? They are becoming more rare. People are collecting DVDs, so screw it. Let's talk about the DVDs. So here's the Cult of Cartman. This one's really cool. It's like shaped like a little Bible, gold. It's a very nice set. It's got this little sticker. It's very nice. The only thing, and basically it's just a collection of like kind of the best Cartman episodes. But one thing I will say I don't like about it is that the only way to see what episode is on each disc is on the disc itself, and it's so small and it's really hard to read in real life. Like, that's how small it is, and it is very hard to read. So I do wish maybe they had it. I mean, I get it's like gotta go with the theme aesthetically, but maybe a little booklet would have been nice. But anyway, there's that. I'm gonna flip this over so that we're actually doing them in order. So I used to buy DVDs all the time when I was a teenager because I loved audio commentaries. Like, this was like before podcasts had really taken off, so I would like to put on commentaries and they would help me fall asleep. Like, honestly, you put on a Simpsons disc and you put on those commentaries, like, it's great. You can fall asleep. And they're interesting. And so that's why I always bought DVDs. So that's why I actually started with season 4, because that was when the commentary started. So I actually don't have season 1, 2, or 3. But there's the DVDs, and they look really nice. And when they re-released them, they did them in these kind of crappy packaging. But these are so beautiful. I mean, I guess I won't, like, these are so beautiful. Like, I love these. And the artwork, like, oh my god, look at them. They're pretty. And then you have the little artwork on each. And of course, this is when they introduced Timmy, so he's on every disc. And he is on every disc. And you got the little guide with what episode is on what disc, which not every DVD does, which is so helpful to know what episode is on what disc. It really is. And don't you just love the art on these? I love it. I love it. I'm really sad that they don't really do DVD box sets like this anymore of seasons. And Netflix shows and stuff obviously don't get released on DVD. Or maybe the really popular ones do, but that was something I was kind of disappointed about, like F is for Family or something. Wouldn't it be cool to have commentary on that? Like, Netflix should do like a thing where they have like commentary tracks as like a little bonus. Wouldn't that be cool? Anyways, here's season 5. Again, just really pretty. I mean, I might as well just show the artwork in each one, because not everyone has these. Like, like I said, they're becoming more rare. You used to be able to get these at used DVD stores, like, really cheap, and then HMV always had them. I think HMV might be out of business now. But I always went to HMV or CD Plus, which is also out of business. Sunrise Records is like basically what replaced HMV, but they were cool because they always had everything. Now, season 6, I guess I don't have. I feel like I had it at some point, but I don't have it anymore. So here's season 7, which is really cool because it's got like this little cutout. You can see that, which I think is cool. There's the cover on that. Really cute little Cartman. Yeah. Little discs. So nice. I just absolutely love these DVD sets. I think they have such nice presentation. And once again, I'm just sad that they don't do this anymore for TV shows, because these were always fun. And not really so much with South Park, but like Simpsons, Futurama, what else? Venture Brothers. They always had like so much awesome like bonus material. That was cool. The one that really sucked was King of the Hill. They didn't even have commentary. I couldn't believe they didn't have commentaries on like King of the Hill. Wouldn't that have been so interesting? Whatever. So then I used to have season 8, which I remember vividly. My brother destroyed it when we were kids. Completely destroyed that one. But whatever. We skipped right to 11. This is actually the season that was out at the time. So, you know, dates me a little. This right here This is the very first episode of South Park I ever saw all the way through. This one. Oh my god, it's disgusting. I hate that episode. I never watch it. Ever. Season 12. This one's cool. It's got like raised kind of, you can see the boys there are kind of raised. This one's really cool with the space theme, obviously based on this episode here, Major Boobage. You have, oh yeah, the proof. This is like a really good season. This episode, this is a really good season. This is a particularly great season because this has, does this have, no, that's next season, but it has a lot of really, really classic episodes this season. That Peruvian episode is great. This is the last season I have, and this one is also really, really good. Season 13. Now this has Fat Beard, which I think is one of the best South Park episodes of all time. I love this episode. It's so funny. Oh yeah, and the like introduction of Mysterion in this season. Really good. Here we have, yeah. Oh yeah, this is really cool. So there's that with the little discs there. But then, let's see if I can show this. You got this fold out here of like the Last Supper thing from the Margaritaville episode. So cool. So yeah, those are my South Park DVDs, and that's my South Park collection. And wonder if we can get like a nice shot of the whole collection. Zoom out a little. Kind of see the whole thing. Yeah, so that's my South Park collection. You know, it's not like amazing like some people's, but it's pretty decent. Most of the stuff, like I said, from my childhood or from thrift stores. Like, I don't really spend money on this stuff, but I just, it's fun for me to find it randomly, you know what I mean? That's kind of what's fun for me. So thanks for watching. I will be hopefully posting more on this channel, and see you next time.